While funerals are not as scripted as they once were, we still have some basic rituals that we follow. Normally, we have a wake, a funeral mass, a burial. And then, of course, we eat. In the time of Jesus, they had their own rituals. It was required that a body be buried on the same day of death before sundown. And that's what they did with Jesus. They put him in the tomb, and a large rock was rolled in the entryway. And later, some women went to prepare the body for a proper burial. Spices and ointments would be used. We hear in the Gospels that when the women went to the tomb, they saw that the stone had been removed. And in Mark's version, the women were worried about the stone beforehand. Who will roll it away for us, they asked themselves. The good news today is so good that we can scarcely comprehend it. The stones that get in the way of our living a resurrected life are so large, so intimidating, so seemingly final, that we keep our heads down, assuming that the stone in our path is simply unmovable. This morning, we're invited to look up and notice that the stone has already been rolled back. Change is in the air. Today, we are told that the stones of our lives can be rolled back. Not necessarily eliminated, but at least put into perspective. We too can experience resurrection from the little deaths in our lives, and eventually in the big death that we will all experience one day. The little deaths may be in our selfishness, self-centeredness, envy, jealousy, anger, pettiness, lack of patience. The good news is that we can look up and see that the stone has been rolled back. There's an obituary that has gone viral over the internet because it was written by the deceased herself before her death. It starts out, "It pains me to admit it, but apparently I have passed away." Well, that's going to be true of all of us someday, but we can add to the obituary, "But I still live in a transformed way precisely because of today's feast of Easter." Never think that the stones in your life cannot be moved. Easter declares that they can always be moved with the power of the resurrected Christ. Christ lives in us, and with Christ, all things are possible. The symphony of the past 3 days that we call the Triduum is ended. But the melody of God's unconditional love for us goes on forever.